send out.
Yeah, I'm gonna record it.
Got it.
Okay, so hi, everybody. Look at Dawn representing with her spirit wear.
Hang on.
Carrie too.
I'm feeling Barbie. Hey, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
What is,
Hi, Barbie.
it was funny yesterday. I was showing my, when we were doing the training, I happened to be showing my, how you have a dot card in the back of your phone and how you can touch. And one sharp person said, was it Shireen, Carla?
Yeah.
Wait, I want one of those EBW credit card holders. It was one of our good surprises that we were going to have for conference, but we'll figure out a different way to get those in your hands. Dawn, I thought maybe Robin too. I saw you ordered one of our belt bags. I want to call them fanny packs. And Tracy said to me, no one in the world
belt
calls
bags.
them fanny pack anymore. They're
Exactly.
belt bags. So, but anyway, hopefully you will have that soon. So welcome. Thank you everyone for hopping on. First, Elaine, how have you been feeling? Are you doing better?
Better, thank you.
Okay, that's good. Poor Elaine has been sick for quite some time. That's unfortunate. It's definitely that time of year again.
It is. Isn't it?
So, okay, so first I want to start with, we've been having a tremendous amount of success with our, I've been getting on and sharing a little bit of the website. I do think, and Carla, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's easing people's fears a little bit, being able to see it and understand it, knowing that it's not as scary as I think people have imagined in their minds. So I think
just being able to ask you questions has helped a lot, because the less you know, the more you get a little panicked about it. And
right.
I think there's going to be some work at the beginning for all of us, but once we get into it, it's going to be fine. And it's exciting.
I'm very angry. I'm sorry I am slightly distracted, and within a matter of seconds, my daughter's puppy just ate through an entire cord.
Oh no.
She was sleeping. I thought everything was anyway. I'm not happy with her right now. So anyway, that totally threw me off. But yes, Carla, I would agree. That really does help with the fear and the anxiety of all of it. And we have, it helps me to understand more of what it's going to look like and what it's going to feel like. One of the things that it did make me think of last night as we were talking, someone had asked if they could text an order. No, we've never been able to text orders, and again, just sharing a link. And someone today from the meeting last night said, why should I create a QR code? Once again, what was the key word I kept talking about last night?
I don't remember the key word.
Practice.
Oh,
you need to practice now before you have to. It's just like with Facebook. Remember I was saying how you can have the classic for a while, check out the new one. You need to start practicing QR codes, practicing sharing URLs, doing all the things that you will be doing going forward to make your business easier. So, and part of that is right now we have PPS, we have our back end, we can go in and edit orders, we can do all kinds of things from our end. We're not going to have that ability. Once these orders this is such an automated system, we're going to have scanning technology. We're going to have labels automatically printed. So whatever you pay for is what is printed off. We've had, I don't know if some of you remember Bonnie Van Poplin. She's been on a project all summer long, weighing and measuring all of our items in the warehouse. She's now coming to an end. So once the orders go through, before we even print the label, it's before we even start to pull the order, that label's already printed. So there are no changes. Just like with shipping now, we've had people call and say, can you send it priority? No, we can't. We've already put that shipping piece in place. It's already going to calculate what label you should have with that. And again, economy is the ground advantage, and priority will be priority USPS shipping.
Kathy will be happy.
Yeah, well, and I think in general, so we're 2 weeks through with this ground advantage. It hasn't actually been that bad. Some people are still getting their packages.
Mine, I had a party, I put a party in last Thursday night and they were shipped Friday and they got them Saturday.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not sure if they're, I think things might change, eventually, but I think right now, it's going the same. It's not taking that long. So be cautious. What season are we about to hit?
Expo.
The holidays, right? That's the busiest time, and that's when everybody's shipping. So that's when we have to be on our guard and really pay attention to what our customers say, if they want to get new products. So I think that was it for me. Carrie?
Okay. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm going to share my screen. Hang on one second. I got to make sure it's all up. How am I so slow at this, you guys? I feel like I do this all the time and I can never quite get it. Okay. So for those of you that were at Florida in 2020, this is my presentation from that. I'm bringing it up today because we still, as a direct selling organization, are still struggling with some of the things. And I know our organization is struggling with as well. So we've talked about engagement. We've talked about team meetings. We've talked about coaching your downline. We've talked about all that. I have been in touch with members of the Direct Selling Association going, Carrie, what are you doing to make sure that you're doing this? I'm like, well, I did a presentation. I had them sign these agreements back in January of 2020, but then the world shut down. So I didn't do anything to enforce it. And I think we've had these conversations before, and I'm bringing it back up because we're getting back to the point of, we need to get back to basics. We're going into the fall. We need to get back to the basics of being a leader and our responsibilities. So for those of you who were at Leadership Sanibel, this will look familiar. For those of you that weren't, this is something that I went through with the leaders back in January of 2020 before the world shut down. So the next page is, let's see, wow, there's lots of, like, I'm confused at why that turns like that. That's kind of fun. Anyways, but this is how a direct to consumer spends their money. So like, this is how, if you had a website, this is how you would spend your money. You would spend 13% of your budget on a paid search, which is that's why people pop up at the top as sponsored. They spend 10% on content marketing. They do 6% on lead generation, advertising 6%, email marketing 6%, search engine SEOs are 6%, email marketing for acquisition is 6%, data management is 5%, display advertising is 5%, social media investment for acquisition 4%, affiliate marketing, which is 4%, marketing automation 4%, marketing analytics 4%, social media investment 4%, sales enablement, video advertising, webinars, mobile marketing, lead management, all that is part of their budget. So that's how they spend their money, marketing dollars, okay? Third Love. Let's talk about a little bit about Third Love. The cost of a full page New York Times ad is $150,000. Cost of an ad to run in Times Square, get ready for this. It's $1 million to $4 million, depending on what time of day you do it. Third Love is an estimated spend. This was in 2020. I don't know what it is now, but this is their estimated spend on their marketing was $1 million a month. Granted, they're a lot bigger than we are. Okay, so how does a direct selling spend their marketing dollars, their marketing budget? We spend it on commissions. We spend it on the annual conference. We spend it on leadership conferences. We spend it on annual trips, incentives for the field, hostess rewards. All of that is where we spend our money. How does Essential Bodywear? This was in 2019, what we spent. Our commissions, we paid out 1.4 million. Our annual conference was 220,000. Our leader conference was 30,000. Our annual trip was 140,000. Incentives for the field were $100,000. Hostess rewards were 600,000. It's a lot of money. And it kind of breaks it down here where we spend our money at. Okay. Our field is, sorry, it's moving slow. Marketing. We pay you guys to market our business. Okay. That is the business plan that we chose. That was the business plan we went with. That's how we chose to spend that money. It's on you guys. And this is, again, this was back in 2019 stats, because I did this in January 2020. More women are looking for direct selling for their entrepreneurial dreams. Do I feel like that is now? I think there's so much competition in, the gig economy, doing runs because of 2020 and 2021 and 2022. You had Shipt, you had Uber Eats, you had all that stuff that kind of really, I would say, took away from this aspect. Are people still looking for something? Yeah, probably. They still want to have flexibility. They still want to have, really want to be in control of their schedule. So do I think that is there? Back in 2019, Advocare went through a whole investigation from the Federal Trade Commission. And what they found in that study, which was our whole topic of conversation in fall of 2019 with the female leaders and CEOs, we had the lawyers come in and explain it to us. Basically, what they found was that Advocare, this is all about Advocare. Advocare was spending money on paying people downline commissions or overrides on their thing. These people hadn't been to an Advocare conference, hadn't been on Advocare calls, had not been in touch with any of that downline. When they interviewed that downline, they're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about. So what they viewed it as was a pyramid scheme. It was like, just sign these people up and you'll just make money forever. They really weren't involved with the training and development of those downline. They're like, we have no problem you paying those downline commissions and overrides if those leaders are actually doing something to deserve that money. They have no problem of that. So the DSA asked us to go back to you guys, have you guys sign this sheet, and for us to enforce it, of just making sure that you're having your team meetings, making sure you're engaged with Essential Bodywear, making sure that your team is aware of different things, making sure you're doing your coaching calls. Hey, you're struggling with the fit of the Gabby. Let's talk through it. Let's talk about what customers that is. Being that mentor to that person in that business is game changing. So what their settlement with Advocare was, they called it a pyramid scheme, because again, they found these leaders were not engaged in any of the business activity at all, but yet Advocare was sending them a check every single month. They got banned from all future multi-level marketing. So basically what they had to do is they had to go to a one-level marketing, one level pay, which means you just get straight pay. That is it. There is no downlines. There's no whatever. Are they still having their conferences? Yes. Are they still having their trips? Yes. A few of the executives got banned forever for being in the direct selling industry. And one of them kind of breaks my heart. Kate and I've met him several times. Brian, he used to be in charge at Avon. He actually, I feel bad for him because he came into this company to change it around, but yet he got stuck with the punishment at the end. And Kate and I've met him at several different DSA events. And Brian Connolly was his name, sorry. He was a firehouse. I mean, he really was, but he knew that this company was in trouble and came in and tried to fix it. So that kind of broke my heart. Did a couple people get fined and lose their houses? Yeah, they did. So, I mean, this was their settlement. So they literally did a crackdown on all direct selling teams. And that's why they really asked us to go in there and fight for who we are as members of the Direct Selling Association. Are there companies out there right now that are not members of the DSA and that are acting like that? Yeah, they probably are, but let's not associate with them. Let's not dig into that. They are like, we all saw it during, I'm going to bring it up by name, LuLaRoe. I'm like, we all saw, all of us, raise your hand if you saw that documentary. Did you guys see it?
I didn't bother.
You didn't even bother?
No.
It's actually sad. You know, Carla, Kate and I watched it. I took away from there that there were these women that were so passionate about selling those leggings. And it just got out of, I'm going to tell you, corporate greed got out of control with that company and screwed over. I'm going to use that language. Sorry, I'm going to use it, and screwed over those women. Those women were passionate about selling those leggings.
Yeah, but that woman that was over it was freaking crazy. Okay.
Oh, yes. But those people that were selling those products, no, they weren't. They were like,
They were us. They were just like us.
Yes, and it broke my heart.
They had
It
to
did.
spend
They were
so much money.
pitiful.
It was like
But
$6
she
grand just to get
talked
rid
them
of it.
into buying more and more themselves to where they went in debt because they were so passionate knowing they're going to sell it. And then
Yeah.
they have
And they
all
got
this
stuck
inventory.
with moldy, icky, nasty designs that had all different kinds of things. But, and again, they're not, here's the bad thing. They give us a bad name. And I know each one of you guys on this call is not like that. I know that Kate and I are not like that. I'm like, I believe there's so many really good direct selling companies out there that are not like that. But to the consumer, they kind of lump us all together. So I feel like we have to work harder, smarter, and be better. Okay. So I'm bringing this back up because they're asking me, I literally, I think my inbox the last 2 weeks from the legal department of the DSA are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, and I'm like, okay, I literally will go back over this. I did this in January 20. I've reviewed it here and there a couple times with you guys, like, hey, you guys sign this. Remember, your obligation is this, and this, your obligation as a leader is to your team. Okay. Your obligation is to your team. And they didn't, I keep telling people, we don't sign them up and just go, oh, I'm just going to take your money. That's the last thing we want. We want you to be successful. So, we had you guys sign. Why is this not going? We want to make sure that everybody has a verification that their new leader title. We're going to reposition this back out. We're going to email it back out, and that you're willing to accept these responsibilities for your title. A pledge to your downline that you're accepting these responsibilities to train, support, and recognize. To hold those monthly team meetings. That is the most important thing. Kate said she had a great time the last 2 meetings, and we will be happy to be a part of those team meetings. If you give us time, one of us from our staff will be happy to join in those team meetings to, do any kind of training and help, but you got to hold those team meetings. I don't care if they're virtual. I don't care if you guys do them together and share the responsibilities. We want you to act as a fit stylist first and a leader second. A fit stylist first, make sure that you have a strong personal business and that you keep your title every single month. To participate in home office events, programs, trainings. At the time, we had the Monday Night Success. Again, this is from January 2020. Our Success Series calls. Encourage your team to participate on your team leader calls. Communicate with your team monthly. Monthly team meetings are really recommended, and I'm going to start to hold you guys responsible for them. I want you also to work on yourself. Listen to podcasts, read books, share book ideas with other leaders. To host those open team meetings, host a regional event, celebrate your team members with their milestones. You know, gosh, you know what? Renee, you hit green by 15 in 5 days. Congrats, you know, like do those shout outs. Do you know what I mean? In your team page. Celebrate promotion, celebrate you got paid more, you know. Communicate with all your team members, level 1s, level 2s, celebrate your team members on their special milestones. Hey, you know what, Renee, I just saw you at a $2,000 party. Congratulations. What were your secrets? Like share with our team. What was the big success? Oh, it was hostess coaching. Promote company incentives. Be a company ambassador. That means you may not like every product that we do. You may not like every special that we do, but you're going to be a team ambassador. You're going to be a company ambassador. You're going to get behind it. You're going to promote it. You're not going to say, that's just a bunch of shit. Excuse my language. I've heard that several times from some leaders. Don't. I don't like everything that happens, but you kind of work with what you're given. Okay. We're going to focus on the activity of the field. This is another thing the FTC wants to do. They don't want us to focus on the activity of bringing in fake recruits. They don't want people signing up and then have a monthly charge for 2 years. You know what I mean? Them not even knowing it. The FTC wants us to put an activity, focus on the activity of the field and their personal sales. I think we're doing that. I think we're doing a pretty good job of that. Can we be better? Absolutely. Focus on the connections. This is so important. We lost our way during COVID and we haven't found our way back. And we need to find that way back. It's crucial. It's important to find our way back to that. You know, have the connections with your field, with your downline, connections with the home office, getting on these calls, participating, doing your top tips, your shares, doing all that. So important. So we're going to be sending this back out. Here's the thing with this new career plan, it's called spade a spade. There's a lot of people being paid as leaders that aren't doing this stuff. We all know that. We all know that. There isn't anybody that isn't aware of it. You guys see it. I know you do. Is it fair that they're getting paid on those people? Is it right? According to the FTC, if they're not taking care of them, it's not right. If they're not coaching them, if they're not taking care of them, are there people that don't want to be coached? Yeah, but your duty is to at least call in and check in with them. Like, hey, Carla, I just want to know you're alive and well. It's Carrie here. If you have any questions about this, I'm here. Leave a message. Let them know. That's it. You know, that's all you got to do. Because there are people that will ghost you. It is definitely a ghosting. So here's the thing. We're going to get back to this. And here's the thing. If people don't want to be these responsibilities, they're not going to get paid on their downline. It's okay. We're okay with that. If you just want to sell the brand, sell the brand. We are totally fine. You guys are fine with that. Do they have downline that are probably lost? Yeah, probably. You know, maybe we need to help them find them a new home. Do you know what I mean? To a leader that is really going to care for them. You know, do they want to be active in the business? Let's find out. But we're going to go back to the basics and get back to what direct selling is all about, which is the connections, which is the engagement, just caring, being compassionate. You know, oh, you know, you have a family member really sick, just, hey, let me know if you need anything. You know, I'm here for you. Just do a check-in. Just say, hey, I just want to check on your well-being. How are you doing? How you doing? Do I sound like Joey from Friends? How
Yes,
you
you
doing? But we're going to be mailing this out. Kate is also
Carrie,
gonna be-
I could just also want to add a little something too. I don't think there's anybody on here who is surprised we're bringing this back up. I think we've tried to very kindly ask you to do it. We've kind of kindly reminded you again. And again, if it's not all of our team leaders. You know, if you're on this call, you're already engaged and you're here.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the message for the ones that aren't here goes to the message to the people who are here too. But and just that's my biggest takeaway. We've really done our best to put this in front of you. We've had it as a document that you had to approve before you even logged on to your website. And it's just a question of, you know, if you're going to be a team leader, we need you to take on some of those roles that would normally go to Kathy or to Laura or to me. And when they don't feel like they can come to a team leader, they come to us. And our plates are already pretty full, especially with getting this new change in place, which is really important and really a priority.
So we're going to put this back out here. We're going to re-sign it. We're going to re-agree to it. And again, the people that don't sign it, well, I personally probably reach out to them. Yeah, I will, and be like, okay, if you don't want it, you want to just be a fit stylist, we're fine with that. And
Yeah.
at that point, we're going to figure out what to do with their downline, Jimmy, because it's not fair to their downline that they don't want to be led. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
We are
that's
going to
like,
have,
I have a question. Should we talk to you about these, each one of our situations individually, rather than talking to you on this call about
correct.
that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then sometimes
a lot
we
of it-
just gotta.
I know that Kathy has mentioned, I mean, if you're roll up to home office, you can join another team. You clearly can see the teams that are out there doing things and engaging. It doesn't take much to see who's providing some extra love and support. And if you roll up to home office, you can just tell us where you want to go.
Oh, I already have, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think we have a
But
few
no,
on
I'm
here.
talking about like my downline, basically, and I can talk to you about that offline, but
That's
And-
what your downline is ghosting you. Absolutely. We understand that. But the thing is, just check in. I'm here. I got you. You know, I
Yeah.
see you. I hear you. I got you. And just do your due diligence. You can't make them get on a phone call with you.
Yeah,
But
and
you know what?
Maggie,
Maggie, I think you're now part of Bonnie's team. Is that right?
yeah, I'm on Bonnie's team now. Yeah.
So here's the thing. You invite your team to participate in Bonnie's calls. There you go. So, you know, you join up with Bonnie to do that. You don't let anybody stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. Just do it. Do you know what I mean? And
Right.
I can't drag people to a team meeting. I can invite them. I can do that. But, you know, it's more the merrier. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's one leader I can think of who is probably one of the most phenomenal leaders, and one of her downlines on this call right now. She cares about her team. She does so much for her team. She loves to go seashelling. I'm not going to say her name out loud, but I'm
she's
like,
on here. Lynn's
is
on
Lynn
here.
Glover? No, is
She's
Lynn
here.
on here? I'm talking
Yeah.
about Lynn. Lynn's on?
Well, we figured that out.
Oh,
Yeah.
she joined.
Yeah,
on
all I have to
her
do is say
cell-
she loves to go seashelling. And,
She's on her
you know,
cell phone.
Shelly, but she hasn't spoken to her upline in 10 years. I don't even know. Do you know what I mean? And if that upline doesn't want to take responsibility, then that upline's not getting paid on her, period. Or her team. Lynn's working really hard, you know, for that. And by the way, what's happening does violate the FTC's rulings. I gotta fix that. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, we're gonna have a signing sheet for your monthly team meeting where we're gonna be working on this. We're gonna have you send these in to Kathy. We're gonna do a little experiment between September and December and get the documentation that we have that we're actually enforcing this and that we're actually doing what we're telling the FTC that we are doing, and we're going to have our proof. I mean, for those of you who know probably about 5 or 6 months ago, the FTC came back to me and made me take down a bunch of social media posts. We had to reach out to a bunch of you guys. Hey, you got to remove this post. Hey, you got to remove this post. They're back. They're back and they're wanting to make sure that we're doing what we're doing. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have these out to you guys. These will be out on the Leading the Way thing. We can email them out once a month, to the leaders that want to be leaders, because there's going to be people that don't want to be leaders. And we know that, and that's okay. Then they're fit stylists and they're going to get paid as a fit stylist.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which
We're
is
also going to have your,
absolutely, you know what, Carrie, you said it again. It's fine. If somebody doesn't want to do it, it's absolutely fine. And there could be some out there that do.
and
but-
that's okay.
Mhm.
And we're all okay. All of us, there isn't a person on this call that isn't okay with that. We're like, that's fine. You want to be a fit stylist? Go ahead, keep selling. I'll keep giving you the recognition that you need. I'll give you the training you need, but we got to figure out if they do have a downline, Kate, we got to figure out a home for them,
Yeah.
because they deserve to be in a home that's going to take care of them. Do you know what I mean?
We're
We're
going
gonna
to
be
be
doing-
We notify you if a team member comes to us. Are you meaning, Lisa, if somebody comes to complain? What were you meaning?
No, just if they skipped, sometimes people will skip over their, I have myself and Shireen in line for phone calls. And so I just want to make sure that if they call you, that we know that they skipped us, and so that we can address them, circle back
Got you.
to
That's a
them.
good idea. That's a good idea. And I will actually help out. And after this call, I will remind Laura and Kathy that if they call for something simple, and you know what, Lisa, I can do the same, because I get people that text me and it's very easy for me to answer pretty much any question. So I usually do, and I'll start doing the same. Just, we just have to keep pushing it back to where we want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I know that just recently I answered some questions for one of Bonnie's downlines, and literally Bonnie messaged me right away. She's like, I've been on top of this. And I'm like, do I know that about Bonnie? Yeah, I know that about Bonnie. She's good, but anyways, but I don't mind answering questions either. But again, we got to go back to what our business model is. And so we're going to be doing these check-in and chats. These are your coaching sheets. You're going to be turning these into Kathy once a month, along with your team leader thing. Can you do a group team leader thing? Absolutely. So Lisa and Shireen, they probably do a group team meeting. I'm just assuming, I don't know. Last night, Chris Murphy and Carla did one. But make sure, I'm going to say this, please don't take this the wrong way. If you're doing a group team meeting, make sure the other leaders are sharing and participating in the education. Okay. Make sure that it's not just me leading the whole entire thing. Do you know what I mean? You, whatever. But make sure that they are participating. So maybe their job is to go over a product spotlight for the month. Do you know what I mean? Let's go over the product spotlights. Let's go over, make them do a role play, make them, do something that can share in the training so that everybody is doing that. Okay. Because it's not fair for one person to carry the whole burden. It's just not. We're a team. We're going to get this together. Okay. So these will be requested to be paid as a leader or higher September through December to make sure that we're compliant. So, and again, the first thing is going to be probably we'll weed people out right away that they make them sign this agreement. They're going to be like, I don't want to be a leader then. Perfectly fine. That's okay. We're good. But then the next thing we're going to do, if you do sign it, is you got to do the check-in and chats, and you got to do the team meeting. Can you do a group team meeting? Absolutely. The check-in and chats, you know what? Write down, leave a message, get your downline, print out your downline thing, keep notes. I left a message. I sent her a text message. She ghosted me. That's okay. But you know what? We got the documentation now that you tried, right? So if anybody comes after us, we have our documentation. We're like, yep, left her a message, sent her a text, haven't heard from her. Because we all have those people on our team, don't we? We all do.
What about
Okay.
the people with a team leader title that no longer have a downline under them?
then we'll probably have to move them back to a fit stylist. Carla, that's a good question.
Okay.
That's, yeah, because we can't, if they don't even have a downline, that's fine, but let's move their title. Let's, as we go into the new system in October, let's fix it. Let's fix
Okay.
it. But, you know, I'm more worried about, Carla, the ones that have the title and don't have anything to do with their downline. I'm more worried about those people.
Mhm.
Because those people deserve a leader that's gonna do, not, I'm gonna use you and Chris. You guys were proactive there. You guys got on that, you had that team meeting with Kate last night, went through all that. Kate said it was a great team meeting. You know,
Yeah.
you guys were proactive. You weren't, reactive. And same thing with Deb Stone and her team too. I mean, but together we can do this. And I don't have a problem you guys doing group ones. Just make sure you share the responsibility. I'm also gonna send out these check and chat, just to kind of give you guys some ideas, what to talk about, what to get her on. First, I'd want to know her why. Let's reconnect. Carla, I'm using Carla. I'm seeing your face. So sorry, you're gonna get picked on because they're right in front of me. Carla, let's get reconnected. What is your why? How often do you want to do events? Oh, you don't do events. You only do one-on-one things. Okay, how do you get more one-on-ones? Let's get to know her. And so that you understand what she wants. And you know what? She might say, I only want to talk every other month. Fine, make that note. But then send her a note next month. Hey, Carla, checking in, just making sure, everything's okay. I'm here if you need me. That's all you got to do. Okay. So I will have this check-in and chat thing as well for you that will give you some successful training tips and that kind of things. Okay.
Okay.
Another thing I've been putting out there, and if you guys want me to change this up, I've been kind of using my same old platform, but I'll tell you what, I'm like, it was really eye-opening when Brittany posted yesterday that she didn't know that the Gabby went crisscross. I've had Gabby as one of our product spotlights month after month. I'm like, I've done the video training on it. We have the spins on it, the product spins on it. We got the definition, but what the difference would have been is if in the team meeting, we actually got the Gabby out and let's talk about the Gabby. Like, let's talk about the benefits. Let's talk about the fit. Oh, it feels a little loose. Okay, well then go down a band size. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, get the product out and have an actual conversation. And I'm not picking on Brittany, but Brittany posted that. But did you guys see how many comments from other people that didn't know that? So us putting all that out there isn't working. That's my point to this.
I never
Us
would
putting-
put it on somebody in a bigger cup. I thought it was for smaller cups. She put that
Oh,
on. It
well-
looked so good. I just about died.
When the Heaven first came out, I went into the office and I said to the team, I'm gonna take this on for the team. And I went through the Heaven. And while on camera, I actually started with that. And I put everything on as a 38G and went over sizes. But like Carrie said, we can provide the training, but if nobody watches it right now, when we get on live, and again, we have a lot on our plates too. We take the time to do it because we know you need it. And we're finding we're getting maybe 10% of the field to watch it. And so we've got to do something, ladies. I can't, it's so many things that we're very much aware of. Notices that we put in the stock report, notices that are everywhere. And then it could be anywhere from 1 month to a year later, people are surprised or caught off guard. So I think that having a requirement for the team leader meetings is absolutely essential.
Well, I'm going to say this again. A lot of the ladies don't have them in their kits. So even if you do a product spotlight.
When they're $15, our reps
Well,
didn't take the
Yeah,
time
but
to
how
buy
long have
one.
we had those?
But they've been, you know what's so funny? We actually gave them away as, a new customer incentive. We've given them away left and right. I'm like, we have literally promoted this since fall of 2021. So
Or
it's
purchase
been
one at
just 2
$15
years.
and gain
It's not
commission.
$15 by itself to the rep.
It's
It
20.
has been several times.
Mm. Well, I have them.
Well,
So I shouldn't say that because I actually have them in my kit and I've sold several.
Good,
but I'm
yeah.
just talking
No,
about
the-
the rest of the field.
I get what you're saying, Carl, because this is what I have with my girls. Every month, my goal is at Green by 15 where I can get something. Okay. And I want it for free. So I try for the 1,000, of course. And this is what I try to get the sense over to my girls. Girls, if you want something, the new plum, this is how I got it. Okay. I earned it.
It didn't cost me a dime and I earned
It cost
commission.
me- You know, I paid the shipping and the taxes.
Yes, they do pay
And,
shipping. here.
Yes, I'm
And,
sorry.
and, no, 2 months in, and one of my girls was like, I need to borrow your plum. And where I can show it. I want to try it on to see if I want it. And then I'm gonna do a live in my group. And so I sent her my plum bra, the Abby. I sent her the panties. I even had it on one of those, plastic models that's sitting up here in my office. The dummies that you dress. I sent that where she could show it, and she had it over a week. She never went live. She never ordered. And I was going to do a party, and I had to go and pick it up myself. Girl,
Yeah.
I need my plum, but she never brought it back, and it's been like a week and a half. I'm not being mean about it. This is what our downline does. And like I said, Carla, I understand. I don't know how you get, we want them to be us, and these girls aren't. And I think we've also gotten to the point, well, if you need anything, holler at me. And when they need something, it's my stuff, because they don't have it.
Yeah.
And there's
You
so
know?
many ways Renee, that they can get it for free. The new customer incentive.
Kill 'em all.
Seriously. It's new customers, and guess what? You get a whole little collection for free. I can't. But here's the thing, they might not even know that. That's where the coaching calls come in. That's where you say, you know what? You get X amount of new customers, and this is what you get. All you got to do is turn that in. You know, Kathy says it's the same people over and over and over that turn that in.
It is,
forget.
but it's us. It's people. It's the ones that we're the ones selling the stuff. We're the ones making the money. And and if you're fortunate enough to get a person in your downline that wants to do that, I mean, you're truly blessed, because I have yet to find one. Okay.
Yep.
So
So
like in our recruiting, we have too many people that think that they're just going to join to be users, friends and family, or they think it's a distributorship like Mary Kay, where they pay for the stuff up front and then they resell it. And I think we need to be very clear on the benefits of not having to do that, or the non-benefits. Don't join just as a user for friends and family, because that's, you're
Well-
going to be paying more on the website than you're going to be using
Yes.
usually. So
well, Carla, they have on a new website, they're going to have that whole customer rewards program. They can earn
Yeah.
free product. That's a great way for those people. Go be that. That doesn't cost you anything a month. Go be a part of that. You know what I
yeah, the
mean?
problem with that is that we're losing sight of what we really are. And we're service oriented. We're actually supposed to be doing the fittings and that.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
the
to be, I
customer.
don't want to be a third love or bra.
No. I'm saying your customer that was going to sign up to be the friends and family.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense, Carrie. I'm sorry.
You need to be there. That's where you need to be at, and you can earn points, you can earn points by referring a friend. You can like all that. Go ahead. You don't have to pay the monthly website. You don't need to listen to my pesky little texts or my calls. Like, why aren't you booking a party? Like none of that. Like that's your home, honey, right there. That's what you need to be, So yeah, I agree with you, Carla. And actually it scares me, because one of the FTC things is about the carrying the inventory. Like that's insane.
I agree.
I tell
I'm
ladies
like-
all the time when they join that you better wrap your head around this business and do it fast, because if you are a 34C, you have no use for that 44H in your kit. So
Oh, Because, oh, they buy the kit to get a thing. Yeah, no.
That's what I tell them. I'm like,
agreed.
you're not joining this for personal use, like Tupperware or Mary Kay or, so I tell them right off the bat.
Okay. So lastly, I want you to keep this mantra in your head for when you're dealing with your team and with people. I see you, I hear you, I got you. Okay? Remember that. I see you, I hear you, I got you. Even if you make that into a little simple text, the ones that you aren't hearing from, just go, hey, I see you, I hear you, I got you. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to be getting that out. Kate's going to, we're going to mail out this to, I gotta stop share, sorry. We'll mail this out. So you guys get a written one of this and the written team leader thing. We'll put them on, we'll email it out. We're going to do that come September. If I haven't heard from some people, ring a ding a ding a ding, I'm calling you. And I'm just calling in, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you don't want to sign that, that's fine. Then you're a fit stylist. But we're going to follow the FTC rulings and what the DSA is telling us to do. Period.
I would like to add one more thing that I've thought about after having a lot of these meetings. Want to remind everyone, there's been a lot of conversation about emails. And if I go to run a customer list, pretty much for any one of you, I can go down and scroll through there and search out your email and find multiple customers that are getting your email. One, remember, when you add your email, that means they're not getting your sale emails. They're not getting the special emails. They won't even have a clue that you've moved to a new website. So we're making a pretty big switch and they won't know it. So we started enforcing you to do emails probably 6 years ago. And
Yeah.
the consequence of you putting it in, yes, it's so much easier, especially if you're doing a shopping cart order because it automatically defaults to yours. But with the new system, let's always keep in mind, this is about working smarter. That means they're going to get the notice. They're going to see the shipping. If they see what's coming and it's wrong, they're going to get a hold of you right away. There are a lot of things that can be alleviated by this constant communication with your downline. So we need to get into the habit of it. A big topic also has been, she doesn't want to give me an email. You need to say to her, why not? This is 2023. I guarantee you that they're being asked emails all over the place. If it's a religious reason, we need to kind of brainstorm some ideas for that. But if it's just because they don't want to share your email, you need to just say, hang on, that was old EBW. New EBW, you're going to get this. You're going to have customer rewards. You need to sell her. Kind of like when ladies come to you and say, oh, no, I don't do underwire. I cannot tell you how many people look at me like I have come at them with kryptonite. And I have to say, please, I just get them on the shoulder and I say, please, let me explain to you why we have a good underwire. You need to do the same about the email. No, I don't give out emails. You need to stop and say to her, well, wait a minute. This is what you're going to get.
About the people that say, I never check my email. Can we go to their cell then? That's, I think, what Jennifer Strohmeyer tried to say last night.
It requires an email because that's
Okay.
how the tracking goes. But so, and yes, we can turn it on so they can get notifications to their cell phones too. But we're going to start with first things first. We'll start with emails.
Okay.
But you know, it takes nothing. If the customer wants to create a Gmail account, go create a Gmail account. It's not that hard. You can have it as just my shopping email. It's the only reason I ever use it. I might not ever check it, but at least she will have control over that. She'll have control over her password reset. If she just goes in there and types in gobbledygook and then she gets the bra, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I set up as my account. I just put 1234 at yahoo.com. And then all of a sudden she realizes she needed it. So it's all in our presentation and how we sell the emails and relaying to our customers why it's so important.
We don't sell email lists, just FYI,
never.
never.
I-
We do.
I don't want to interrupt. This is Sonia. I have a question on the email thing. I know I've talked a little bit to Kate about it, but in the Amish and Mennonite communities that myself and a couple of my girls work in, they are not allowed to have computers, internet, smartphone. So how do we handle something like that?
You'll still be
forgetting-
able to, remember I told you there is a section in the back where you can access the shop. So you would, like I said, for religious reasons, there are people that need to do it. But Sonia, if you're also going to want to sell them on the points, so you're really going to need, you'll probably have to create a new email for each and every one of them, because otherwise
I
they're
wouldn't do
missing out on
that.
the
And I wouldn't, if they can't have it, don't do that. You're not gonna remember all their emails either. Me personally, if they can't do it, that's fine. You just don't get the rewards. Totally fine, because
Okay,
not to keep it, they're not gonna know how to log in to use those rewards. So, and then
exactly.
get the birthday email.
hang on, to make it clear, you can't do it either, Sonia. So we also you can't do a rewards account for customers that don't have emails either. If they don't, just let them go. They won't do the rewards.
Okay,
no,
And
they
that's
can,
fine.
we can still order for them. It's just that they won't get rewards or anything like that.
Or tracking or any of it.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, thanks.
yeah. You'll probably use your email for the tracking on it, but so that it's delivered. So, I mean, they can't have smartphones, so it's not even like you can text them and tell them it's on its way,
Right.
But yeah, I would not create fake accounts for them. That's too much work on that is not your job. She can't do that. That's fine. Just like she doesn't have an Amazon account, or she doesn't have,
But
I can't
Sonia and I had discussed this before, that she makes a Gmail account that says customer doesn't, I don't care. Amish customers at gmail.com. So that at least you have an email that's not clogging up. Otherwise, Carrie, every time she does that, Sonia's going to get, your order's been shipped. Your order is here. Your order's on the way.
Yeah, I would have one email
I'm
that is
telling you
Amish.
from my experience, because my email was on ours, I was getting 1 million of them. So create something so you can direct all those gals into something other than your personal. It will
Okay.
drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'm already getting a lot because I've been using my personal email for that. And yeah, it's just filling everything up. So
Right.
that's a good
So
idea.
create Amish ladies at gmail.com and a Mennonite, get a few, and then you get a couple different ones, you have them set up, and those are your generic emails.
Bye, Carla. Thanks for joining in, Carla.
Thank you.
It's same with paper orders too. We've kind of had a discussion on that, and it's all a learning curve for those that run into Wi-Fi that's not very reliable. But I don't know that we've also, usually our cell phone work, and if they don't work, that probably is a conversation to have before you go to the venue, or when you sign up for an expo. I need to know what your Wi-Fi capability is. And that could be a negotiable point too. Like, I'm going to have to leave here and go and put in orders, can you take down the price?
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all I had to
Can-
cover.
ooh,
I'm
can
gonna
I
post the agreement.
just say
Yeah,
one
oh,
thing?
sure. Yeah.
Sorry, Carrie. And it's no biggie, but could I encourage that possibly September's new customer incentive? Can we just change it up? Because I want to say it's been the same thing for the past like 4 months.
Gary, we were supposed to
And
ask that
so-
question.
Maybe it would just be a little
That's customer
encouraging
incentive,
for,
not-
well,
We
it's just
actually were
like, I think
supposed
it's been, like which, everyone wants to earn the plum, but it's been the Gabby and the underwear for the past 4 months. And so I don't know.
We
It would
did
maybe
the
just-
long line last month. You missed it.
I know, but yeah, sorry.
So
July was a very,
Carrie and I were supposed to ask a question.
It was for the hostess, Kate, not for the customer
Oh.
special.
Oh, right.
And
But
like,
we still we're supposed to ask a question.
Yeah.
We will consider that, Shireen, but we're trying to pick things that are easy add-ons that will motivate customers to put into their collection. Obviously, we don't want to
if,
do,
if it's for their teenage daughter, like the Peyton was not on special, you guys, it was on special in May, but it came back in August. Why did it come back in August, you guys? Back to school. Bingo. We are trying to get these girls, these younger girls, in a quality bra before, as a high school student or a college student or whatever. That was our back to school momentum there. So that is exactly what we talked about. Anyways, Kate, you were
Sorry,
gonna bring up
there
the-
might be some confusion, but that's for the reps to earn.
no,
No,
you're
the
right.
Peyton is-
Yes, Shireen, I understand. The customer special, we've been highlighting those. And that's exactly why we have, we need to get those into the hands of people, just like with Brittany. I'm gonna give an example. Our Poppy bra. We couldn't sell that if our life depended on it. I was part of the reason that we reordered it. And I just looked at Carrie and said, I'm sorry. I know I encouraged you to reorder this, and it sat there and sat there and sat there. And we were doing customer specials. We had a $29 special on it. We couldn't get people to buy it. And now that it's in their hands, they love it. We are trying, Shireen, to do the same with the customers. We're trying to not just love the Abby and not just love the Luxe. We want people to learn to love the Gabby, to learn. We've done it with the Sally, but now Sally, guess what? Sally's standing on her own 2 feet. Gabby, Madison's another one, and the Peyton, they need some help getting on their feet. They need people to start loving them the way they love our other bras and collections. That's probably the best way to put it, isn't it, Carrie?
Yeah.
Was it
Okay.
ever decided if the plum is going to be available for the hostess rewards this month? Since the other colors a lot of them are out of stock.
Not this month.
Not that, and I will say, Anne, we went back, we did a fresh inventory count on our Gabby bras. So there are several that are back in stock that were either in a section that were being used for photo shoots or throughout the warehouse. So we did have a brand new fresh inventory count.
Okay.
There are more in there. So Shireen, the other thing it wasn't
Yeah,
what
go,
you were
Renee.
talking about. Back to the hostess special. So there aren't that many of us on this call. Carrie and I think that your gals like our spirit wear or would like to wear our spirit wear. We've seen some of the customers out there wearing it. We were thinking about making an incentive for our hostesses to get into our t-shirts. And one being, once we move to this new system, so again, we're thinking ahead of the game here. They're going to be able to get referrals just the same way. So every time they refer you, you're getting a new customer. And Carrie and I know from experience, if we're out wearing that best bra ever shirt, we're going to get stopped. The more we get stopped.
Mhm.
Okay, I have a question. This is totally off of everything we've talked about. Okay, so we were supposed to be going to Bravo like next week or whatever. And of course it's canceled. I know y'all are having one up there, the meeting time. Now during this, you did have an incentive of when we were going that we was, you could get 3 pieces or 6 pieces and go to a dinner and all that stuff. Okay. So this month, are we going to get introduced to some of the new stuff coming out? We
To
were
be
going to
honest-
Bravo.
Yeah, I know, but to be honest, I've punted out new stuff. I'm like, as a small company, let's call a spade. Sales are down.
Yep.
Sales are down. And you know what? I don't have deep pockets. Do you know what I mean? I got to make decisions.
But I know
that-
you've got to have something new because you already had that plan, so it had to be on the order.
But you know what? I'm able to call the factory and say you need to hold, like, so,
You
yeah,
did.
I did. We still are
Are we
sitting
gonna
on a
have, are
ton
we
of
gonna
stuff.
have something come out for fall or towards Christmas?
It
Hey, I'm
depends, like, if the
stretching
sale,
here.
if if the sales pick up, Renee, yeah, let's see a turnaround in the sales. I'm like,
Well, let it
it's been a
start
tough
picking
year.
up September to start picking up.
It is, the plum we're still sitting on. Look at it this way, that heaven we sat on for over a year. And I'm like, we still have so many pieces. Look at how many, Sonia, yes, your sales are up, but Sonia, that's because you also do a great advertising thing on the internet, man. I don't know what you do,
And
but
she's
you
got
get-
that, Sonia's got that coach, and that coach, I listen to her. She's really good.
Yeah.
I just can't afford her.
Yes, but
So
we,
anyways, I've punted that. So you're gonna have to hold, Renee, because I've punted that because I need sales to come up. Because I have to have sales come up, which I think we talked about this in Tennessee, when we talked about, you know, the sports bra or the poppy being out of a couple sizes. The poppy is literally 1.5% of our sales, never budged from 2019 to now. It had a little pickup when you guys bought samples and then went right back down. Okay, when you guys bought samples for your kits. I'm not gonna go spend $80,000 to replace a handful of sizes. I'm
Mhm.
not. That's not a good use
Well,
of my money.
I wouldn't blame
Yeah.
you on the poppy. I mean, poppy is, you know, if you could ever get them in them, that they will, some of them will absolutely love them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
but-
I agree, but right now we still have, according to my inventory team, I literally just got a lecture today that the plum is just sitting there. It's not moving.
Really? And I think it's so pretty. I've got every piece.
I'm like, I'm with Shireen. I think we gotta, and we have to, as a company, kind of get down to the basics of what is selling, but we still need to, Shireen, we still need to move the stuff we're sitting on.
Mhm.
That's still money on the shelves that is sitting there. So we still
Renee,
got,
haven't you ever heard Carrie's motto that mom tells you to eat what's in the pantry first before she goes grocery shopping again?
It's true, but I think customers expect something for the fall.
I know, but it's, you know what? They haven't seen the plum because they haven't bought the plum yet. There you go. I'm like, yeah. And that is, you know, Tracy.
I
and
just
Pam-
can't believe it's not moved.
No, it's not moving. It's not
Wow.
moving. Yeah. So, but I'm making smart business decisions that are better for the company. And then in turn will be better for you guys. I know you guys want me to
And
do
I'm
that.
hoping enforcing this leader thing is
I'm with you.
gonna help, because look at you leaders that are here. These are the leaders.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm
So
saying?
maybe what we'll do is do a reintroduction of the plum and make that really exciting. Like, oh
it's
my
a
God.
great, yes, it's a great fall
It's a
color.
perfect fall color. It's a
Yeah,
perfect.
I would so do it, because you know, the burgundy is kind of in.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you know what? And you're right. There are a handful of people that are acting like a leader. And Carrie, you'll have to watch the recording because I know you came on late. I know you had a doctor's appointment. Sorry, honey. Hopefully all that went well. But we are going back to signing our leader agreement. We're going to go back to having team meetings every single month. We're going to go back to coaching calls, and we're going to turn in our worksheets to Kathy to make sure we're paid as a leader that month.
But I think the
Renee-
biggest thing, because you've said this before, but I think the biggest thing is enforcing it.
And
It's gotta
I
be
hate that I
enforced.
have to do it. I feel like I've done, like Kate said, nice ways of talking about it. And I'm like, I'm still gonna be nice about it, but it's okay. You don't need to be a leader. You don't need to be paid as a leader. You don't want to take care of your team. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm not gonna make you. So if they don't sign that sheet by the end of August, like I told you, they're gonna get a phone call from me. And it's not gonna be mean. It's gonna be understanding. Hey, I understand, Susie, you're in a different place in your life, and this isn't a thing for you. That's fine. Well, you know what? You're going to be a permanent fit stylist, and you're going to get paid as a fit stylist. And then
Well, they're getting paid as
there-
fit stylists most of the time anyway.
So
no,
what's
no, they're not. Like they're not, they're actually getting paid because they're doing $1,000 a month. They're getting paid on that team, but that team isn't doing it. It doesn't get any attention. They don't know that the Gabby is a crisscross. They don't know that the Peyton crisscrosses or can move the things or can be a halter bra. They don't know all that stuff. Imagine if they knew this stuff, you know what I mean? Where they would be at in their business. And I'll tell you what, we'll have to have some serious conversations to do what to do with those team members. Like I said, we gotta act like we're a direct selling company. We gotta take the responsibilities of being a direct selling company. And we gotta show that we're not a pyramid scheme and that people aren't just sitting back and getting paid on downline and not doing anything. They're not on the leader calls. They're not, participating in Bra Ladies in the Know. They're not doing all that. As much as I hate having to do this because I feel like we're all adults, it is the right thing to do, Renee, is enforcing it.
I agree. It's
So what
hard.
happened if somebody, signs the agreement and said, oh yeah, I'm gonna do all this stuff, but still doesn't have the team meetings or supporting their team?
They don't get paid as a leader. They will
But
not get paid as a
how are you
leader.
gonna know if they're doing their team meetings?
That they are going to turn in those sheets to us. And by the way, we have every right to audit those sheets. Hey, Ann, did you hear from Carrie? Me, because I'm Ann's upline. Did Carrie text you? Did she have like a team meeting with you? Did she not? And I'm gonna say, you getting together, Kate and I, these are our team meetings. Sorry, these are our team meetings.
Right, no,
But
I've had my team meetings. I've had them all the
you've
way through.
you've never not had them. I'm like, you never, and that's the teacher in you. And I love that about you. It is.
I mean, they're not in
It
person
is.
anymore. I do them, virtually, but still they're
But you got more people on them now than you did before.
right. Because I've got more people spread out too, so it works out better.
Yeah, it does. So you know what? If they don't turn in those sheets by the first of the month to get paid, Kathy's gonna override you to, and by the way, and once we override you, like, just like Kate said, there's no going back, September 5th, here's my sheets. Oh my gosh, here's my sheets, No, if you're going out of town, this is where you need to be an adult. You're going out of town, you turn it in before you go. I finished my coaching calls. I got this. I'm sending it in. Period. Kathy's not going to chase you down. She's not going to. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to do that. And there's no going back and asking for it after the fact. Literally, we're going to give you this month to sign the agreement. We'll send out the sheets. You're going to start to make those coaching calls. There are people that you're going to ring a ding to do a coaching call, and they're not going to pick up. You're going to do a text message. They're not going to respond. You make notes of that on your downline. Anne did not pick up the call when I left her a message. I sent her a text. Anne is ghosting me. Sorry, but at least I did my job.
Right.
I did my job.
Yeah.
And we have the proof. You know what? Anne ghosted me. She's still putting in her sales. She's still doing whatever.
And this
But I
is
made
just our
sure.
first generation.
First line.
Yeah.
First line. Yep. Because you know what, to be honest, your first line should be taking care of their first line, right? Yeah. So that means that if you have somebody in your team that has a downline, she's going to do the same thing to get paid on them. Because in our new career plan, anybody can be a leader that has one person in there as long as they have $1,000. But we have to come together. And like I said, we're going to give this a trial run. And maybe we can get in the habit of doing this again. So maybe it's September through December, and let's take a look at it again and see it. And
Cause I like
hopefully,
new stuff. I like new colors. And I like new-
exactly. Well, then let's get those people out there moving. And the ones that aren't, so be it. It's okay. Like we're all totally fine with that,
Carrie, I have a question because I apologize, I was late.
Yeah.
Is there a form to fill out?
Yes,
Okay,
Carrie, there
great.
is
Thank
a
you.
form. Yep. And then I'm going to give coaching
Terry,
tips.
we've actually got 2 or 3 forms we have to fill out.
Okay.
We got paperwork now.
Yeah. And it's
Oh,
just,
you know what? We might be able to figure out how to get that done
electronically.
Google-
Yeah,
That would
maybe
be
a
great.
Google Doc.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Well, let's brainstorm on how to do that, like a
yeah,
Google
I can
Doc.
make, I can make a Google Doc. I
But we
make it
can
very
print it
specific.
too.
What's
because
that?
We can print it too and do it paper form, right?
Well, if you
Yeah.
do Google Docs, you have to do Google Docs. You just have to go on the
Okay.
website and do it. It's actually much easier.
Yeah,
We've
Google
really been
Docs is
forcing
good.
the issue with it with our Project Uplift, and that has made such a difference for us. Because before, you know, come time to figure out who was doing what, and it was very difficult to you know, go back through all the emails and all the different forms and all the different ways people were sending in their accounts to Kathy. Now
Mhm.
there's one very easy to follow form.
A Google Doc would be great for that.
Yeah, you're right.
So I do have one other question regarding that. So if as an upline or a team lead or a director, you are not having the team meetings, having the coaching calls, having the check-ins with your downline, Essential Bodywear has the right to not pay you as an upline team leader or director, correct? If I'm understanding this. Okay.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
then if you don't get paid as a upline, does that pay go to the next person? Or is that
Carrie, you missed
forfeited?
part of the conversation. What we're gonna do is we're first gonna have everybody sign the agreement that we signed in January of
Right,
2020 before the.
I caught that.
done. Yeah, if they choose they don't want to do that and they don't want to take care of their line, that's when we need to have a discussion what to do with their team members. Do you know what I mean?
So, right,
And-
but I'm talking about like, okay, we signed the agreement, just like Ann said, okay? We sign it, and then if it's not executed, the communication's not happening, the paperwork's not filled in, the Google Doc is not
Yeah.
signed.
I think
Does
what we'll
that
have to
pay
do is
get
make a
forfeited?
decision, Carrie. We'll have to make a decision at that time of how many months in a row, let's say Jane Doe hasn't turned that in. Do we give her a benefit out? It was just 2 months because she was on a sick leave. Like, we'll have to take each individual thing. And then at that some point, we need to roll them up to a leader that's going to take care of them, period.
Okay,
I mean, that's the right thing to do. These people deserve a home of somebody that's going to take care of them. They deserve it. I mean, amazing what happens when they have a little contact with, you know, somebody. People got into this for a reason. It's just been a really brutal 3 years. And I would say this year's been the worst because I feel like we're just so disconnected. So disconnected. Do you know what I mean?
We need another Sanibel.
Oh, that was a really nice trip.
The
Yeah, just-
Sanibel was absolutely the best buy.
Yeah,
That
I
was-
enjoyed
was
that.
So awesome.
Mhm. Well, you know, we try to get leaderships together and there's 5 people that want to go. So
Well, and money has been an issue for a lot of people. At
and
the time I was like, I can't spend that kind of money,
Mhm.
you know, to go.
Totally get
flight
it.
and-
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyways, but let's start first by getting people to sign these things. Second, let's see who can get these turned into us. And then we're going to have to make some tough decisions of what to do with team members that aren't getting taken care of. Do you know what I mean? And they deserve to be under somebody who is taking care of them. Do you know what I mean? And they deserve that. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, like I said, when I went through the spreadsheets with Kathy, as we were kind of examining them, I'm just like, yeah, I know this person hasn't talked to that person in 10 years and they're making a ton of money off that team. No, you know, no.
Switching hips sometimes.
Yeah. I'm like, and it's wrong of us to keep letting it go by. And like you said, I have to now start the enforcement, and I'm putting the enforcement in. And I think you guys all get it and you understand it's the better for the company. So, okay. Anyways, Kate will post the recording out there. We will get an email together And so in the next couple days, expect to get an email with the document, get that puppy signed and over to Kathy that we have a new record of you signing it. And then I can let the DSA know that we had this conversation. And if I have to send this conversation to John Webb, Kate, I'll send this thing so that he knows that I did my job.
Yeah,
Because he's
yeah.
on my butt. I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, it is a good thing. We are certainly not what I would consider violators. I'm very proud of our ladies. I think they're very professional. No one's out there trying to manipulate people or sit back and collect checks for nothing. But unfortunately, we still have to abide by all the rules.
You
well,
gotta,
like I said, going through that sheet, I know for sure there was a handful of people that I know have no contact with that team member. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I am violating the contract. That person hasn't been to, 2011, I think was the last time she was at a Bravo conference. Do you know what I mean? And she isn't part of the calls and she's not part of that, but she has this amazing downline that is a superstar and her team is absolutely incredible. Is she thriving on her own? Yes, but is it fair? Is it the right thing to do for what the FTC is saying? No, that needs to go away. If she wants to keep selling, keep selling. You just don't have a team. We're fine with that, So, okay.
Well, that was one of our longer calls. Thank you for giving us your time,
Sorry.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.